Welcome to the Paige family homestead. My name is Peggy-Jean. Andy, he's AWOL. He's out in the chicken coop working on the fencing, getting it all perimeter protected, and seeing if the girls want to come out of their nursery. Why we're here today, this week I have been concentrating on dry storage, dry canning. I don't can wet product in the oven. I only can flour, rice, noodles, spaghetti, beans, cornmeal, a few others. Dry ingredients. Ingredients that have 10% or less moisture. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. So what this method of oven canning does, Andy buys flour in bulk. He does our shopping, the majority of it. And he buys our goods in bulk. If I was to open this up and just kind of seal it with one of those dollar store pinchers, I'm exposing the rest of my money to the dangers of weevils, larvae. You get those little casing bugs in there, like, ugh, right? So oven canning kills those creatures, kills the eggs that you can't see. Okay, so you fill it as close as you can. I think for rice it's 3/4 of an inch that you need to leave a head space. Then we put, these jars have been washed, sterilized, dried. They are so dry, they have to be 100% dry. Same with the lids, they've been washed, sterilized, they're dry. So everything's cold right now. I have my oven preheated at 225 degrees. For rice, I want 225, whereas with the flours and the other grains, I did 200. So I only have 2 half-quart jars left, and in order for me to get them where they are, we have to drive all the way back to where we used to live. So an unscheduled visit isn't going to happen. So I'm going to use up my 2 half-gallon jars. They will be in the oven at 225 degrees for 1.5 hours. I also have about 8 or 9 quart jars. They only require an hour. I prefer, if I have the space, to use these jars because once opened, I'm going to use that up. Once this is opened, it's going to take a little longer, but it's still safe, opposed to this, right? So everything's washed, sterilized, and more importantly, dry. Very dry. If you do, after the process, find that there is a little bit of moisture in your jars, and you know that you didn't put it there, just leave it. The product should reabsorb that 10% of moisture that is now showing, and it should dissipate. If it doesn't, then use that jar first. I don't know from experience. I'm going to know soon because we're going to go with a propane oven stove. Right now I'm electric. I hear tell using gas and propane can actually add moisture for some reason somehow, and I have no way to dispute that because, like I said, I don't have it yet. So fill the jar. You see people smash them on the table. Don't. Be kind to your jars. Just use the heel of your palm. Shake it down. Let's see, that might be right where I want it. A little too much. Okay? This isn't sterile. This has come from the mill. It's come from being handled by how many places? The factory. It's not sterile. What we're going to do to it is going to help it become sterile. There we go. So I did not just contaminate this. I'm going to fill up one more, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the rest off camera. But I did want to talk to you a little bit about something. There's been a lot of controversy on YouTube lately about watch time and checking the analogs or analytics, aluminum, and cross-referencing to see who is the true supporter and who's watching full, and then discussing it behind closed doors, who's true and who's not. Here on our channel, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for watching 100% full. I also appreciate you for coming in, seeing our channel name, clicking it, opening it, thank you, clicking on like and making a comment. Maybe you can't watch the whole thing. Maybe you're watching it in double speed. Maybe you're only watching 2 minutes, dropping a comment and running. Thank you for thinking of us and showing support, and that you opened the door and did that thumbs up, which is important, that comment, which is also important, and giving us the watch that you can afford in time to give us. Yes, there's people who just jump on, make a comment, and leave. You get that in all walks of life. They still touched your door. They still thumbs up. Yes, you get paid if they watch fully. That 0.22 cents is so important. Not more important than being appreciative to the viewers who come in and give us the thumbs up. Give us that little comment. If you can't watch it in full, that's fine. Maybe you got a full-time job. Maybe you're still catching up on comments. Maybe you had something going on in life that you're so far behind. Thank you for thinking of us and entering and coming into our channel. I appreciate you no less than the person who watches fully, but no greater than. I mean, come on, if they watch full, that's bonus. But I still appreciate you, and so does Andy. Let's get back to this. Lives are busy, and who are Andy and I to judge what you should be doing? Maybe my content isn't really good the one day. That's not me. But regardless, I do appreciate, and so does Andy. We appreciate your coming over and ringing our doorbell. Thank you. You could have just walked right past, but you didn't. Thank you. So, the reason, let's go from one to the other. The reason we dry can, obviously, you get things cheaper when you buy in bulk. And we live not in the boonies, but we live outside of a small town where prices aren't choice to begin with. I mean, you go buy a spaghetti sauce, it's $2.19, where back home it was like 89 or 99 cents. Those kinds of things add up, right? So we buy in bulk, and we try to buy at the cheapest rate we can. We're pensioners. We're pensioners. So we have to be frugal with how we spend our money. This is ensuring, doing the rice like this, it's good for 10 to 20 years. 10 to 20 years. I could put them in Mylar bags, but from what I know from experience with mice, they can still get into those Mylar bags. And maybe one of these little kernels is jabbing it and split it open. I don't know. I know there's tricks with Mylar bags to do so that doesn't happen. But in a glass jar, nothing's getting in there. I mean, you can put them in a bucket or a tote. A rat can still get in it. I don't know. Maybe you have rats, maybe you don't. Maybe they'll come in because they know you got storage. I'm just playing it frugally and economically. For me, it's the jars. I got them. They're free. I got them. So why wouldn't I utilize it? So I'm going to fill the rest of these up. And I just think this is awesome. As I empty the big bag and put them into the jars, I'm looking at food I know is going to be there when I need it, and it's going to be safe, and I don't have to buy it again for, oh man, a long time. And when I open it, there's going to be no evils. There's going to be no larvae. There's going to be no shell casings. There's going to be no, oh God, I don't want to eat that. It's all going to be good stuff. So, tap it down. I'll bring you back when we're going to the next step. Okay, so what we've got is 2 half-gallon jars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 1-quart jars, and I had 4 jars left over, so I started filling up. Okay, so we killed the rice, 8-kilogram bag of rice. This will be enough. Andy doesn't like rice. I love it. This will be enough for us for the year. I don't have to worry about rice again. Okay, so the hour's gone. I had these in for the last little while just to warm them up and slap them on right away. But no, you don't. I just made a mistake. I'm going to take my clean tea towel with a dry tea towel. I don't want to add moisture. I'm just looking to get dust off, okay? Ooh. Crank it. Set it back. We're going to do a couple of more. We're going to do them all. I'll be leaving the larger jars in for an additional 30 minutes. There's nothing really that can even get on that ledge, but just to get the dust off it. These are definitely all going to seal for us and stay in the dry pantry for a very, very long time. And you won't have to buy rice for a while. No weevils. Now, I know they're going to seal. If it didn't seal, it would be because something was on the rim. So in that case, if you have a food saver, you've already killed the weevil eggs and the weevils. So at this point, you could just do a vacuum seal on the jar. Good to go. If you just pour it in here and do a vacuum seal, you're taking the air out, but you're not killing the weevils or the eggs. You need to do that with the heat. So you shouldn't just air seal. You should heat first, and then if it fails, then do the air seal, because the object of this isn't to put it in and air seal it. The object is to kill any eggs or larvae that may be living in it. So if you don't have a food saver, I would strongly suggest either getting a food saver or a, what is that called, hon?
Brake gun.
A
brake bleeder gun.
Yeah, it's a manual one, you know, in case shit hits the fan. You've got that if we're not going to have hydro. But I just bought one. I haven't set it up yet. But a brake bleeder, that's what it, yeah. And which show was it that was, wasn't it Rain Country that told us about it?
It might have been Rain Country.
It was a few years ago she mentioned it.
Yeah.
And we looked for one here locally at Canadian Tire, and it was like, oh.
It's expensive as heck.
Yeah. So we...
Dry your lid off.
Oh,
no.
yeah. See? You're good to have here. We got it from Amazon, and like for half the price that we would have had to pay in Trenton for a brake bleeder at Canadian Tire. And I still have my other little one that takes batteries, but I think the brake bleeder one would be stronger.
Definitely would be stronger.
And the 2 larger jars, I'm now setting my timer. I'm letting this sit for 30 minutes, and they will come out. There's cooler now. And those are done. So right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quarts of rice to go into the dry pantry. We'll bring you back when the others come out. Oh, did you hear that? Or did it come on at the same time?
Came on at the same time.
We've got 4 of them that have sealed already in that 30-minute wait, so I know they're good. I know they are. These are hard to get out. Okay. Especially bending with my knee, but I will get it. Ooh.
Careful.
There's one.
That's the big one.
Yes, it's the big one. All the rice pudding in the winter that you're going to want.
And for young.
Okay. Look at that.
A lot of rice, man.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quarts, 2.5 gallon out of a 8-kilogram bag of rice. I would say that's going to do us the year. What do you say, Andy?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Huge. We're not like huge.
Rice eaters.
No, I could, but
Yeah, you could.
he's not.
No. You got to break the
Oh,
top lid.
yes. I'm not having a good day. It's always good to can with your husband. Oh, here we go. Tight. More to add to the dry storage. This will last in ideal situations for storage 10 to 20 years. It'll help keep it good. 10 to 20 I say because it depends on your storage.
Yeah.
Right? You got to take care of your investment. You don't want to stick it in a room that's full hot sun all the time. And check your seals too. If like tomorrow, once these have cooled, I'll be coming back and removing the rings. I don't keep my rings on. That way when I do my walkthrough, and I do it at least once a week, I can just, there we go. I can just go like this and check the seal and do a visual and carry on. I check every jar at least once a week. It's my investment. So again, Andy and I find it's just, with everything that's going on with YouTube right now, seriously understand whether you're a full watch or you're, I don't have time, but I want you to know we care. Stop and drop. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming to our door, and thank you for coming in. If you like the video, please remember to like, that thumbs up, subscribe, comment below. Okay, I'm catching up on my comments. Having 2 weeks downtime sure put us back, but we will reach your comments. And remember to ring that
Ding ding.
And what does that do?
Notification bell.
Let you know when we're publishing another video so that you can come on in and have a look. Thanks again, and see you next video.